Welcome to the 6th Annual Copenhagen Democracy Summit, and welcome to the beautiful Copenhagen Opera House. Great to have you here with us, and those of you online, also great to have you with us today. I'm Jean Meserve. I am host of the NatSec Tech podcast. I'm a former CNN and ABC News anchor and correspondent, and most relevant to today's conversation, I am a member of the Transatlantic Commission on Election Integrity.
And welcome, I'm Jamil Andolini. I'm the editor-in-chief of Politico in Europe. And this year, Politico is delighted to be a media partner with the summit.
For the 17th year in a row, Freedom House has documented a global decline in fundamental freedoms. We see it most graphically in Ukraine, of course, where we're seeing displacement and destruction and death. But we also see it, for example, in the subjugation of women and girls in Iran and Afghanistan. And we see it in the lessening of media freedom in many places, including Russia, where Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich is still in prison. But we gather here to celebrate those fighting for freedom and democracy under the banner, "Dictators need not apply." For the next 2 days, we will hear from the activists, the champions, the leaders, and the artists who are mobilizing the forces of democracy to overcome oppression and autocracy.
Democracy is like air for a free and healthy society. We don't notice it or think about it until it is gone. And by then, our free and open society is dead, suffocated. For most of my adult life, I worked as a journalist in China and in Hong Kong, where I lived through and reported on that suffocation. I can assure you that it can happen very fast. And it only takes a few key decisions. One of the first things that dies is a free, independent, and vibrant press. It is just not possible in a non-democracy. And I believe deeply that a thriving democracy cannot exist without a free press. We at Politico aspire to be the leading source of political journalism everywhere in the democratic world. Unfortunately, that market is shrinking. And it is incumbent on all of us who care about freedom and democracy to reverse that trend. In the next 2 days, we will hear from a group of inspiring speakers, from prime ministers explaining Ukraine's path to victory, to democracy activists standing up for freedom and countering authoritarians around the world. Tomorrow, we will dedicate the entire day to discussing technology's role in our democratic future.
So we all know that technology can dampen democracy, but it also can bolster democracy. To that end, we want all of you to use a couple of hashtags when you're posting to social media. Hashtag CDS 2023 and hashtag Defend Democracy. Also, if you have not done so, please download the app from your app store, Copenhagen Democracy Summit. There you'll be able to get the latest information about the program and the guests and any related materials. If you're watching us at home, you can go to our website, CopenhagenDemocracySummit.com, and find information there. We will be looking for your participation through questions and through polling. You can do that through the app. Let me tell you 4 questions. If you go to the agenda and click on the title of the session, it will give you a template for putting in a question for our guests here today. So now, without any further ado, let me introduce the founder of the Alliance of Democracies, a former Prime Minister of Denmark, a former Secretary General of NATO. Please, a warm welcome for Anders Fogh Rasmussen.